Kerbal Space Program. I'm Andrew.
I'm not Sean.
You had to think though, you weren't sure.
Sean. I'm not Sean, I'm Ben. I'm the lesser known co-contributor to King Moron.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
So far you've been in some Persona stuff and a podcast that isn't actually on the web yet, and I think that's it.
Oh, the Minecraft.
Oh, and the Minecraft thing, yeah, you were in that as well.
I was in that.
Yeah, that was fun. So here we have Kerbal. We've already done it's a game of this. We've already kind of shown what it is, me and Sean. And I've built
but I felt
a rocket
so
ship.
shunned.
Yeah.
I felt so shunned. I was not told that there was a Let's Play going on, that I was completely unprofessional and bitched like a little girl.
Yeah.
And so this,
you weren't
this
online.
is why we're here
I
now.
checked. You weren't online.
When has that stopped anyway?
So I'm gonna go through this real quick. You know, we got some big stages over here that get us into space essentially, and then this thing is the thing that's going to get to the moon, because this is a moon mission. It says right there, Mooner Lander 2. This is supposed to get to the moon. I have a few mods. I have the life support mod, which is the main one, which is what these solar panels are from, and these battery packs, and also there's this thing here which is actually like a laser drill. You'll see it in action assuming we actually get to the moon.
Not like last time.
Yeah, you've seen a lot of bad frame rate as well.
Oh yeah, it's a sort of a side quest in this version of Kerbal. To just sit
well,
there
it's partly
and wait.
because I've built a big thing with lots of stuff going on, and it's partly because of stuff and things. It's partly because I'm recording and streaming and doing all sorts of crap right now. Alright, so
it's gonna be a tough one, folks. Buckle in, grab a drink, grab a sandwich or two. It's gonna be terrible.
So here, let's see. I'll bring up some interesting stats. I'll bring that up, and I'll bring that up. That'll do, right?
That'll do, pig. That'll do.
So I'm using the MechJeb autopilot. It's going to get me into space, hopefully. There we go. The engines are on. So yeah, real bad frame rate at the moment. It does get a little better. It gets quite a bit better once you're actually in space.
This is significantly better than it was in the test that we did earlier. That we won't speak of.
It's better for you because I've improved your settings when you wandered off to get toast or whatever. It's not better on the actual recording. We're still getting about 1 frame a second, but at least we know we're getting into space. Yeah,
that's true. I mean, we were travelling with all the speed of a Tolkien novel last time.
Do you want some interesting information about what's going on?
I see numbers.
Look at the bottom of the screen. It's vessel information.
And
you
I
see current
see 3 people
TWR.
screaming.
Yeah, well they'll be fine. They're not in control. The TWR is the thrust to weight ratio. The thrust being how much you're pushing to, how much the engines are pushing, and the weight being, of course, how much you're weighing. And you see, it's going up. We're slowly but surely getting more thrust to weight because we're weighing less and less. We're at 150 tons because we're using up loads of fuel really fast, and we're getting lighter and lighter.
That's the brilliance of rocket science. Rocket acceleration.
This is literally rocket science.
It is literally rocket surgery, yes.
Yes, surgery. But you know, all of the difficult stuff has been taken out by this autopilot, pretty much. You have to design your ship properly and have a basic understanding of what it is you need to do, but you don't necessarily have to do it all yourself.
It does save a lot of things like the SAS, especially if you're like us and don't know how to actually properly pilot a rocket.
Yes. Well, this is also, like, MechJeb is also really useful for, like, you tell it to do something and then you watch how it does it, and then you will learn from watching it what you should be doing next. So, the frame rate's improved a little bit now, and we've lost a bunch of rockets, and now we're using this other big rocket. It's a rocket with a rocket, and there's some more rockets up there. See, the frame rate's way better now.
Oh yeah.
It's still not amazing, but it's usable. There's the moon over there. We're going there later. When I say
cool.
bye.
I'll pack a sandwich. It'll probably be a while.
Yeah. Gotta watch out for these life support systems. We have the batteries and the solar panel. Only one solar panel is getting light right now. I could try and turn the ship, but I don't need to. Now no solar panels are getting light. But why is that? Where's the sun?
He's got his hat on.
The sun's over there. So it's right above us. We should be I'm guessing the solar panels are just being covered by something.
They're in their own shadow.
I don't even. There's the sun. Oh, they're being kind of covered by the fuel tanks. You see?
That's some poor design choice right there.
Well, you know, I can't put the solar panels on the fuel tanks because those fuel tanks get jettisoned, so they really have to kind of just sit there. And I used to have 3 solar panels, so that no matter what way you were facing, at least one solar panel had light on it. But then I'm trying to get rid of weight. Weight is very important, so I got rid of a lot of things.
Well, I suppose you could have one sitting on the fuel tanks, so that can be disposed of later to save
Sure,
weight.
but we don't need it.
Mm.
We don't need it. I mean, I'll do a turn. How about that? If I do a turn, there we go. Now now one of the solar panels. Well, neither of them. Alright, great.
Hey, there we go. Oh, no.
It fights me a little bit because the autopilot's still on, and
Uh,
it might actually want to. There we go. It's happy with how
Yeah.
one solar panel will charge everything up. Okay, so right now we are coasting towards the highest point of our orbit.
what's the
Oops.
cabin lights for our little Kerbal nauts in there? Ship lights.
What? What are you talking
There's
about?
the hull lights for the ship that'll illuminate the guys in the cabin. I'm not sure where that button is, actually.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. What are you
There's-
talking about?
You can light up the hull of the ship.
What? How do you do
Yeah,
that?
I have no idea. There's a button. I was having an incident, we'll call it that, where I required the use of pressing all the buttons at the keyboard at once, and I discovered miraculously that you can turn on the hull lights of the module,
Whoa.
and it will illuminate all the 3 character portraits at the bottom. H.
Well, no, because H and stuff, that's all the RCS controls.
Oh yeah.
I
L
don't know.
for
I
lights.
tried L, because L is what you press when you're doing an EVA. Like, if this guy's fine, let's do an EVA. We're good. Don't let go,
We're
bro.
good. Yeah,
So if
I did that
do-
once on re-entry
See, I can turn his headlight on,
with L.
his lamp, and that's that. But I don't know. Let's speed up because it's going to be another 1 minute 20 seconds till we get to the apoapsis. So the apoapsis being the height of our orbit, and if right now we're not in orbit, right now we're going to come crashing back down. So what you want to do is you want to get to your apoapsis, then do a prograde burn, meaning you burn in the direction of your orbit, and that increases your prograde. Your periapsis, which we don't have right now because we're going to crash. So this thing's going to start burning. See, it's burning, and the blue line is increasing. And wait for it.
Wait.
Wait for it.
There we
Wait for it.
go.
No, we don't have one yet. Oh
No,
wait, hang on.
do we not?
I know why. I forgot I have to initiate this stage. So that last stage just got dropped off. Alright, our periapsis is at 20,000, 30,000, 40,000. We can look at it on here as well. Where is it? 70, 80. It tries to circularize your orbit at about 100,000. That's a bit off because, you know, I forgot to ignite the engine. But it's close enough, right? It's close enough.
Yeah, I mean, what's the worst that could happen? I mean, they get.
Slightly elliptical.
It's not like they'll get. It's not like they'll get trapped in the shadow of the Earth, and the draining batteries and non-functioning solar panels
Yeah.
will kill them all due to asphyxiation.
No, that would never happen.
That never happens.
That would never happen. So let's. We're gonna go to the moon, and again, this thing very useful. You can just manually burn to the moon. It's not that hard. I suspect that they made it easy on purpose. This, you know, getting
Probably.
to this particular planet. That is, well, planetoid, I suppose. So I could click this button, and it would speed up time until I got to where it wants to do an auto burn. But I don't fucking trust this system. So I'm gonna speed up time myself. See, the battery's draining there. The sun will come up in a minute. Now the sun's back. All the solar panels are getting power. the batteries will recharge. I'm cool with all these windows. I don't mind.
A little bit cluttered for my tastes, but
they're all useful. There's a panic button down here, which just like, I'm not sure, it just stages. Like you press the panic button and it will like, if I press that now, it would ditch these fuel tanks.
Where's this panic button, sorry?
You can barely see it. There it is. See it?
I can't see your mouse actually.
On the right, on the top right, under automation.
Ah.
So you can hit that, and
right.
I don't know. I guess if you're having some sort of, I should probably point prograde because we're going to be doing a prograde burn. It would turn itself, but why not be nice to it and get pointed in the correct direction to begin with? Because the moon is going to start rising soon. And basically, when the moon rises, you do a burn. Prograde burn, and boom, you're there. Everything's going to be okay this time. Not that everything went wrong last time and there was a cover-up. So there's the moon, and this guy's going to start. There was no cover-up. There was no cover-up.
We are actually landing on the moon, and we're not filming this in a studio at Kerbal's Area 52.
Yes.
In the Cavada Desert.
By the way, who should do the EVA when we get to the moon?
Well, we've got Fred
Berry, we've got John Locke, and Lemvy.
John Locke, you know what? Being in a wheelchair for so many years, I think he's gone from Guardian of the Island to EVA Master. Let's let him have the experience. And I just made a Lost reference in 2012.
Yeah, which is great because I never watched Lost. But I got that it was a Lost reference because you talked about an island and someone in a wheelchair, and that's exactly the kind of thing they do on that show. So right now we're doing a burn, our apoapsis is increasing, and it's going to like shoot out there. Our apoapsis is going to end out there. And the moon is coming anti-clockwise, and it's going to reach us, and it's going to grab us. And that's how we're going to land, sort of, kind of.
Do you remember the episode TNG, the Pegasus?
Which one was that?
The funky cloaking device.
Oh yeah, in the asteroid, sure.
Yeah. I think it was the guy who was the bald guy that was running the show.
Right.
It was Riker's old XO.
Yeah.
He's Locke.
Right.
He's Locke from. If not, I'm thinking of Chain of Command.
Was Locke not a character in The Matrix? Am I imagining that?
Yes, there was a Locke as well in The Matrix, but I'm referring to John Locke. But I can't remember if he played a TNG character in Chain of Command or the Pegasus.
So you can see here, you're looking here, right? The planet is on the other... So we're going to spend a long time not where the sun is. That's probably not good.
Oh,
it's all gone wrong again. Because when the sun goes behind the planet, we're going to start losing our power. And without power, they don't breathe so good. We will die.
Did you put in an emergency battery, though?
I put in a fuel cell, which is able to take fuel and turn it into power, but we don't want to use... where did I leave it? There it is. So I can enable
it,
use that, and that will draw power from the fuel. But I'd rather not use that because we kind of need the fuel to do important fuel things.
Well, we'll use it for emergency situations and try and claw our way back. I do like even that with all this McJeb stuff, there is still a chance for things to go wrong, and so your own human ingenuity is going to have to eventually... Are we good?
Yeah, look.
Oh, we're good.
The sun is where we want to be. Sun is... So we're headed this way, and then when we hit here, we'll have a moon encounter. And then our orbit will change to that, basically. We'll fly around.
A mun encounter.
Yes, mun. I'm just going to say moon, because mun is too weird for me.
Well...
So I'm going to speed up time
the thing is,
more. Can you imagine if you played...
Moon.
Sorry, what? Go on.
is moon now just the common term for an orbiting rock-based body that orbits a planet? Because originally scientists and people like Brian Cox always try and get you to say satellite, not moon, because moon is technically like a name like Earth or Jupiter. Or am I talking out my arse?
I don't know. I mean, other planets have moons. There must be some sort of like, because a satellite is, you know, anything that's orbiting, whereas a moon is like a fucking moon. So I think maybe there's some sort of rule on like how big it has to be before it's classed as a moon.
And not just a satellite.
And maybe it has to be a planetoid. Maybe a planetoid that's orbiting something is a moon. Because
probably to something over a certain amount of mass, weight, and size.
Like your mum. Wait, hang on, the alarms for oxygen going off. Why's that? Oh wait, the sun's gone again.
Fuel cell.
Yes. Well, I'm not going to activate it until absolutely necessary, which it might be because the sun is behind the planet again.
Yeah, and you're running out of air real fast.
Well,
and it's not like in the conspiracy cover-up thing that didn't happen last time, where they all turned blue and choked to death, with only one lone survivor trapped in a pod with his dead asphyxiated crewmates next to him.
Is this doing anything?
That never happened. Battery power seems to be running down slower.
The batteries are already dead.
Are they? Oh dear.
Yes. I'm confused.
Oxygen thing. That looks like the oxygen thing's running down slower. I mistook that for the battery.
I don't think... It's not actually using any fuel.
Maybe you need to disable the flow to the other tanks.
Maybe I need to actually connect it to something else, and I didn't realise this. I've never used it before, so I don't know how it actually works.
Are we ever going to get at the moon?
One day. I don't think John Locke is going to get there. I really don't think they're going to get there.
You're going to run out of air, kids. Damn.
The alarm stopped going off.
This time.
Oh no, it's still going off, just the noise stopped.
Can we rotate the ship, do you think?
Well, yeah, we can rotate the ship, but there's no point because the sun is behind the planet.
Alright.
There really is no point in rotating the ship. I'm just going to carry on till it says everyone's dead. See, the annoying thing is we're moving with the planet here. Oh wait, there's oxygen again. I think we're using the fuel.
Oh yeah.
We must be, because we're getting power from somewhere.
Oh.
I think. Where are we getting power from? I mean, it must be from. It must.
The dilithium matrix.
I don't understand where the power's coming from, because we don't appear to be using up fuel. But I think the fuel cell is doing its job, because even though apparently we're not using any fuel, we are getting power back, so everything is cool, I guess.
Well, let's not look a gift horse in the mouth.
Yeah, exactly. Like, let's just be cool. If we can land on the moon, we can generate power there anyway. And we're about to hit our moon orbit. We might as well pop back into the other view. Everything's going to change in a minute, and that gimbal's going to change, because when our orbit changes, it goes, oh, now everything's different again. Did everything just become different?
Everything's different again.
Alright, great. So, we're going to, basically, we want to point retrograde. Meaning we point away from the direction we're moving in. And I want to make this a bit more, I'm going to burn now and make this a bit more of a kind of a direct, straight down. So we're already going to hit the planet. We've already set it up so that we'll hit the planet, but if I do a burn
hopefully not
like this,
crashing.
Let me just see. Are we back? Oh, wait. We had solar power for a second there. What's going on?
Oh.
Where? I don't really know where the Earth is either. Oh, there it is. Why did we?
There you go.
I don't know. Let's ignore that.
Land.
I just don't want that fuel cell to just use up all my fuel. We kind of need that. So I'm making my orbit. Well, it's not really an orbit, but I'm making it so that I'll come down onto the moon way straighter than I would have before.
Hopefully. Otherwise, we're going to be landing on it Golga Frincham style.
Yes. You know, I'm surprised that they survived. Now that I know a little about this shit. Alright, there we go. So we're coming down a little straighter.
The bath.
We
The
still
bath protected
have
them.
lots of fuel. We still have plenty of fuel. And I still don't know.
I suppose that's the NASA ethic creeping in, you know, have a backup for the backup.
Huh.
I don't know if that's true. That's always the sort of the rumor about NASA, that they have backups for the backups.
Yeah, well, they should. Everyone should. You know what I'm going to do now? I'm going to lower the landing gear.
Yeah, it's brilliant. You can do it in space. There's no wind resistance.
So there we go. That's down. It's very dark here because the sun is behind.
Yeah, see, this is why you need. This is why we need to work out how to use the lights. Is it like the colon key?
I don't know. Some magic
buttons.
is lighting up this side of the ship, which is
Yeah,
just
I don't get
fucking
that.
magic because there's nothing out there. I know that's where the sun is, but the sun is hidden, so this should be dark. I don't know. Anyway,
Lighting engine bug.
the moon is flying directly towards us now. Imagine a giant, just a fucking massive rock thrown directly at you.
Yep,
And-
Golga Frincham style, baby.
Yeah. So we look. I think we look at the surface information here. We see that our ground speed. I think that means the speed at which we're heading in relation to the ground is 100 meters per second, and that will go up as we get closer. You see, it's going up very, very slowly now, but as we get a lot closer, it's gonna really go up. So what we're gonna want to do is bring up the landing autopilot. Now, this is the thing I'm not so great at, because you see we have some horizontal speed of 100 meters a second. That means that we're moving basically sideways along the ground, and you don't want to do that when you land. You want your horizontal speed to be 0, so that when you hit the ground, you're just going directly vertically down. So
Yeah.
this is why it's hard. I'm no good at killing my horizontal speed and also bringing myself down, but this thing knows what it's doing. I don't know, I hit land and it went mental, so
It's funny to think that this game running actually has more processing power than the original moon landing. We have such a handicap over those people.
yeah.
I think the fact that we never actually enrolled in NASA is probably another handicap.
Oh, whoops, I should be pointing retrograde. I'm going to speed up time a little bit so that we get there, because this is actually going to take quite a while. We're
let's
actually
just not
travelling
crash
pretty
into it.
slowly. Yeah, you do have to. There's a point at which the game lags a little bit, and people have said on the internet, like, oh, at this point I crashed because the fucking game. Like, there's a certain point when you get to a certain distance away from the moon that it just decides it wants to.
Completely screw you over.
It's kind of like
The game-
it's turning the moon from a single like distant texture thing into the currently loaded body, I suppose, and that just messes stuff up. So we're at
Oh,
600,000 meters right now.
Yeah.
I bet the moon's looking pretty close. You see that crater?
That big sort of hole in the side.
Yeah.
I thought that was the main cannon.
Ha ha ha.
It's Alderaa's the other direction though.
Ha ha.
Ha ha. I've got to admit, this is quite a feat of gaming. The fact that you can actually leave a planet, and enter another planet, almost seamlessly. I'd say it was actually quite seamless. I
Yeah.
mean, they are just big textured balls. When you actually think about it, the game is pretty huge in that respect for having a solar system.
I need to turn off this fuel cell because apparently we're getting light now and I don't want to use my fuel up. Disable power, there we go. Yeah, I guess the sun came up? I don't know, where's the sun? It's over here somewhere, right?
He's got his hat
Oh, it's
on.
there now. The sun's fine now. So,
That's fine.
how much fuel do we have? We still have fuel in these guys, so I don't want to decouple these guys yet, but I will be ditching these guys at some point. So I've told the computer to land me, And right now we're travelling at 450 meters per second towards the ground, which is all kinds of not good. But it should, when we get low enough, start burning and slow us down. We're really still quite high. Look at that now. That's really coming towards us. Oh, here we go. Here's the bit where it goes crazy.
The moon does actually have some texture to it in varying sort of depth and shape.
Oh, it has plenty of texture. You'll see when we get close enough for it to load the ground properly. I've got some of the settings turned down here. So we're burning now, and it really all comes down to... Alright, we're actually not doing a full burn, but it really all comes down to this speed here, 480 at the moment, and our altitude, 53,000. We want to slow down before we hit the ground is what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, Ben.
Yep.
Now these tanks here on the side, we're almost out of fuel in these guys. 52, 51 litres, 49. So when that runs out, I will get rid of them because they're just dead weight at that point.
Hopefully you'll need to correct for the sudden weight loss.
We are 11.5 hours into this mission. Also, yes, the landing system recommends that you don't change the weight after it's done its calculations, but I don't give a shit. It probably wastes fuel a little bit because it thinks it's burning for more weight, but whatever. Alright, we're going to run out of fuel in these guys in a minute, so I'm going to ditch them. And they're going to fly down below us because we're still burning. So let's ditch those guys now. Goodbye. They will hit the moon as well. They'll hit the moon way before us. We're at a nice lazy 340 meters per second right now. Those guys are already 500 meters below us. You know what's weird? Even though they're empty and have no fuel in them anymore, they're still going to explode when they hit the ground in a big fireball, which you might be able to see from this distance, I'm not sure. They're a kilometre below us now.
That would be something I'd like to be fixed in, if even not the final version, well, maybe the final version, or even just an update, just to have them bounce. I think it would be quite interesting because debris like that provides to be such a difficulty, especially when separating or in orbit.
They do bounce off things. Like, they will happily bounce off your ship. Like, in space, the way they react when they're not attached is very realistic. I bet the reason they don't bounce is because they're travelling at like fucking 400 meters per second and nothing bounces at that speed. I bet if they were going slow enough, they'd probably do a little bounce. I think they've been destroyed.
Photons bounce at that speed. Photons bounce at faster speeds.
They've gone, so I think they hit the ground. We are slowing down very nicely. Very nicely indeed. We're at 6,000 meters and we're travelling at 1,060 meters per second. And our horizontal speed is real low and it's going low. We're moving like 5 meters per second. We're moving horizontally. Now that's 4.5. This is going great. And our solar panels are still getting energy from the sun there. And our landing gear is down. And these guys can see the surface out of their windows and they're pretty excited. I mean, look, they're smiling. They're not going crazy at all.
They got with
they're
the program.
happy.
They finally shut the hell up.
Yeah, normally they're shit scared. John Locke is smiling because he knows he's going to be able to do his EVA. He wasn't sure if that was going to happen, but...
Yeah, he's got his EVA.
And now they're smiling because they've just heard that they're not the ones that have to get out of the ship. So we're less than 1,000 meters now, and actually we're way closer to the actual ground than that, I think. Like, if I brought this guy out and I looked at, I don't know, is it that? No? Actual height. Oh, altitude true, there we go. We're 10 meters off the ground. We're about to hit the ground. We're travelling at a meter a second. There. A bit. We're on a bit of a hill.
2.
No, we're already there, Ben.
1.
We're already there. We're there already.
I'm a little bit lagging behind.
Yes, you are.
I'll probably catch up in a second.
So, we're there now. The solar panels are working, but I will demonstrate that when you're on the dark side of the moon, which happens, of course, the moon has day and night, you want to deploy your laser drills, which you can see going down there, and assuming you've got them to go low enough, I needed to get an extra thing to make them go lower, they will hit the surface and start glowing red I think because I turned my graphics down, they aren't glowing as red as usual. But they will glow red. Oh, hello. And they will generate power, which will generate battery stuff.
No idea how. But
Magic,
okay.
you know, it's magic.
Magic.
I
Yeah.
think the sun's
The
going
moon
down.
is a vast magic power.
The sun's
source.
going down, so I'm going to speed up time. Oh no, it's coming up. I sped up time so that we get some light here for our EVA.
Woo.
I think
Yeah, you don't want to be attacked by moon spiders.
Now, you can put like ladders on and stuff, and you can have extendable ladders, but that's weight we don't need because they have jetpacks. So,
Do you know how to use the jetpacks?
yes, I do.
Good, because I've seen people who can fly these ships perfectly, but cannot use the jetpack.
See, he landed perfectly there. John Locke, Kerman. Now turn around, John Locke. He's not going to turn around. Wait, hang on. Whoa.
Shall we go looking for moon artifacts?
There are things on the moon, but clearly we've not found any. There you go, cover shot right there. He's smiling. Woo!
Let's play some golf.
See if he can get in orbit. I wonder how high he can get with this jetpack. He could
He can
probably
get pretty high.
he could probably escape because I don't want him to hit the ground too hard. I don't want him to die. There we go. That's a nice.
I don't know if you can kill them
Oh,
through.
totally. I mean, if they're falling too hard, they'll just go splat. I don't know if you can kill them on the moon, but you can get a bit of height. So if you can get a bit of height, then I mean, the dude will fall over. So I have a mod that has what do you call it now? Oh, look at that! It'll really zoom out. Wow, you can really zoom out.
Yeah.
You see the ship? It's there.
I see like a flickering white
Slight
dot.
flicker.
I'm still zooming out.
We're in
There
a
we go.
giant crater.
Okay.
Is that the crater? I think we're in the crater.
It's a 101.
At least we didn't make a crater. Alright,
Old
okay,
French
so
style.
we did, you know, look, he's doing the moonwalk. Alright, so you'll see what I mean about, not needing to have a ladder, because you can just use your jetpack to get back up here. And then get back in. Alright, great. Should we leave one of our guys here? Just leave him. Leave him behind. Just take off without him. Okay, I'm not really sure when's the best time to leave in terms of making sure our oxygen continues to be oxygen-y. But we will just take off and hope for the best. We have just over 1,000 litres of fuel still. That is more than enough to get back to Kerbin, so let's remove those lasers. Alright, now we're not generating any more power. Of course, we do still have the solar panels working very nicely. Now I
They are
can
working overtime for me.
because it's the moon and there's no atmosphere, I can say just make me orbit at 5 kilometers. You know, that's high enough to get over all the hills on the moon, but you know, we don't need to go any higher. There's no point wasting fuel, so we just do that and then we leave. Take the gear up. Goodbye, moon. Peace out. So we very quickly get to a height where we just do our coasting.
Now, I wish you could plant a flag.
Yeah,
actually.
that'd be cool. Or you could leave a part of your ship behind on purpose. Like you could stage while you're down there and leave something that would stand up, I guess.
Well, if you get a bit of fuselage, you can put the...
Yeah, and then you can also make a note of your actual location and try and get back to it in the future, I guess. So I can't zoom in anymore or walk any faster. So it's going to take us an actual 35 seconds to get there.
In that time, I shall share an idea.
Oh,
In the
God.
previous cover-up video where nothing happened and no one died, in a mysterious and horrible circumstance, I mentioned a sort of a want for a multiplayer system. It would kind of work, you know, each individual person being part of a nation, almost a Mamorpga.
A Mamorpaga?
Yeah. Now imagine if you could plant flags on the Mun and then own that sort of a circle of land around it.
Yes. And then fight people with lasers.
If you know, there is the war mod, which I think would actually work nicely with
I do have
an overall.
I do have a mod that has jeeps. I should point out
I've
that
got that.
right now we're doing a burn at our apoapsis that is, as with on Kerbin, increasing our orbit. Well, giving us an orbit. Yes, you have the jeeps. I sent you the mod with the jeeps. I don't know why the fuck, like, it's a proper like American military, like the kind of thing you'd see a general showing up in the middle of World War Two.
Yeah.
And like, when are you going to use that? Are you going to use that on Kerbin to drive around? Are you going to drive around on the moon?
Think maybe people are hoping for more Kerbin planetary related stuff, maybe for exploration.
So I'm going to tell you what's
there
going to happen next, because we're very close to it actually happening. You see, just around the corner, the Kerbin's about to rise. It is rising. You'll see it in a sec. So when we were on Kerbin, if we wanted to get to the moon, we had to wait for it to rise and then do a burn. And that is exactly what we're going to do here. There's no auto on this though, because you can only, like, orbital operations, it'll only let you transfer to somewhere that is orbiting the thing you're on. Nothing orbits the moon, so I'm going to do it manually. I'm turning off my targeting computer. We do have...
Obi, you switched off your targeting computer. What's wrong?
We do have 400 litres of fuel. I think that's probably less than I had last time I tried this, but it really should not be too hard to get there. So, alright, it's rising now. I guess now's a good time to do a burn. We should see it change pretty quickly. And logic might say, hey, shit's going down because our apoapsis is flying off to the left. And like, well, Kerbin's over there. But the moon is going to move. See, now we are going to change, and we're going to be 2.6 million miles at our lowest. So if we keep changing that, and it really does take very little to change it, we want to get it as low as possible, really. Once you're back in the atmosphere, you're done, you're safe, you're good.
Until, you know, your life support system fails while in the atmosphere and you die.
Yeah, well, hopefully that won't happen.
Again.
Let's
hope for the best.
Let's leave it at that, and I don't want to mess about too much until we're actually in there. I probably shouldn't have burnt so much, in fact. I'm gonna hope now that I don't end up back in the moon. At least no alarms are going off.
All caught in the Kerbal shadow.
Now I'm gonna wait till we get to the apoapsis again before I do another burn, so that I can get back down.
Well, this looks pretty good. We're good.
Yeah, we're good. We're good. It's going to be a bit of a long orbit. Good few hours before they're going to be back. But if I can slow the goddamn thing down, see what I mean about you just not being able to slow it down once you got it going.
Yeah.
There's the Earth. We actually, well, Kerbin, we already passed our periapsis, where we are the lowest. Let's bring this guy back up again. This guy's useful for me because he tells me how long until we reach our apoapsis and stuff, which is what I need to know. I also want to be pointed retrograde. 33,000 seconds. Wouldn't it be nice if this converted to minutes once it got to thousands of seconds or even hundreds of seconds?
Yeah.
It's
kind of like when you go see a film at the cinema and they say, oh, it's 100 and blah blah minutes long. Why not just say an hour and a half?
Yeah, that'd be nice.
DVDs do it as well. It's like, just put it in hours and minutes. We're not that smart. Really, we're not. We don't want to spend our time dividing it up into groups of 60 so we can work out how the hell long it's going to be.
How about when people come and ask you if a film is like in English or something, and so you just look on the box that they're holding in their hand and you read it, and like you find out that way, like why couldn't they do that? Do they not know how to read? You know, they're like, does
Probably
this
not.
film
If they're
have
seeing
English in it?
film.
Well, let's see. I'll look on the back. I'll look under audio, and it says English or it doesn't say English. You know, we're almost
Well,
at
if
our
they're seeing film, they're
apoapsis.
probably not readers.
I hope you've got your hand on the wheel.
Um,
If we left this running, it would be another like 34 minutes. Like, who plays this game in real time? Who sits there and thinks, right, well, it's going to be like 6 hours. I'll go and have some sleep. Proper hardcore.
Kerbalian.
Yeah.
I have seen Let's Play where someone went to the North Pole. Now you cannot speed up time, or
Yeah, when you're below a
just-
certain altitude.
so
But
they
it-
had to do it all.
But it's also not. It doesn't take you long to get there. Really.
Oh no, this took about an hour for the person real time.
What did he do when he got there?
He walked around and he couldn't. He landed. Everyone got out, and the jet started to roll away.
So they couldn't get back
It was-
in again.
I don't know.
My
if the
plane is
individual-
rolling away. Sorry. So this is quite a nice shot. There's the planet. There's the sun. And here's the ship.
I've got to admit, for the price and the sort of the no side against the producers of this, but for the team that's produced this, for the money they're charging, it's actually a very pretty game.
Oh
I don't know
yeah.
how many people
I have the
worked on
graphics
this.
mostly down at the moment because
Hmm.
I get a lot of frame rate issues. I shouldn't at all. This system isn't super powerful, but it's more than powerful enough. And I still get ridiculous frame rate issues. There are some fixes for that you can get on the forums and stuff. And I've turned down a lot of the particle stuff at the moment. 10 seconds until I do a manual burn here. So, well, I might as well do the burn now. Because I want to decrease my periapsis. And I can just look at it here, so why don't I give us an attractive thing to look at? I want to get my periapsis up here, you see on this top right menu. I want to get that down to, I don't know. I'm no professional, but if I get it down to something nice and low, 50,000 or something, I'm like, once you reach like 75 or 70, you are in atmosphere. Alright, so that's about 50,000 meters, and that's in atmosphere at that point. At that point, you're being slowed down by drag, you're not escaping again, you're definitely going to land, or at least crash.
Yeah.
So, I still have 207 litres of fuel, so I might as well slow down once I get there.
Yep.
But really, we're good. We got to the moon, we got out, wandered about a bit, and that's a big achievement. Because I had terrible problems. I've only had this game for a few days, but the hard thing was getting into orbit at first.
Oh yeah.
That was
I've heard rumours that near the sun
Hey, look,
there are aliens.
just look at the planet right now. You can see the moon. It's just about to go behind the planet. We were over there earlier.
That's kind of surreal.
Anyway, you were saying aliens? What, little
Yes,
green men?
Yeah, no, little sort of fleshy coloured men.
But flesh is green. What are you talking about?
Pink skins.
John Locke doesn't know
Cottage
what
reference.
you're on about.
Shaking his head, looking confused. Yeah, I've read rumours, I don't know if this is true, that there are aliens near the sun that will attack you.
Huh.
I don't know if that's a mod. That could be a mod.
Could be.
But or it's like a rumoured...
There's that moon again. Earth's getting pretty big in the window.
I mean,
I know it's Kerbin, but I'm just going to call it Earth, because fuck off.
It's got Africa on it, so yeah.
That's where Space Command is.
Space Command Africa.
Kerbin Space Command.
Which is
You know
below
what?
the
I'll
equator,
point out
so
another
you know
thing
what.
about this mod. Right, on the landing autopilot, which I might as well use to show it off a little bit, although I don't really need it. You can say land. You can say land at a target, so you can put a target in, degrees and stuff. And you
Center
can
of
also
the sun.
say target Kerbal Space Command. Try and land at Space Command. And I've used this, and it's worked really well. I've come down like within a couple of 100 meters of where I took off, which was great. So that's really cool. We've still got a ways to go here. Let me bring this up so I can do things properly. Oh, slow time down now. Slow it down.
I would
A couple of
love,
minutes now before we reach it.
I'd love for the next update to have name plaques, like the old rockets did back in the day, where they had their names like trailing down the side.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'd love those to be in the next update, because some of the fuselage parts look very bland.
I suppose you could just make your own texture. They make it very easy
no.
to mod this game.
Well, I mean, for like if you're gonna name a series of ships, like say you could actually write it in the
Yes,
name
I see
bar
what
at
you
the top
mean,
middle.
and then it would put it
right
on the
down the
thing,
side.
yes, yes. So I don't really need to, but I'm going to hit land. And this guy's going to burn to slow me down. Which will, you know, he's decreasing my periapsis.
Are we aiming for the command?
No, we're just landing.
No.
Well, I say land. So this AI has decided a slow and steady burn will win the race. And you can't even see it burning, but it is burning. It's using fuel, you see. 110 litres. We might as well use it up, right? We've got it.
Yeah.
We're not going to use it for anything else. Why not slow down our descent slightly?
Fredberry looks a little bit worried. Everyone else is
Yeah.
quite nonchalant.
He's probably looking at his, I don't know, there are no fuel indicators in here. Oh, you know the oxygen mod? It adds a little blue icon on the dashboard there to indicate that it's working, which I think is kind of cool.
He's probably actually worried because he's just realised there is no fuel gauge on the ship.
Yeah, there's no fuel gauge. We have 35 litres of fuel left.
That big blank panel where there's meant to be something that's meant to be the fuel gauge right there.
Do you want to see something cool?
Ooh, ice cubes.
We're almost out of fuel, so I might as well detach this section. Now, the system was just starting to do a full burn when it ran out. Now, the solar panels are on the stage I'm going to detach, but we have enough battery power, more than enough battery power to reach the ground. So it's cool that I start deploying things again for the lols and then detach. Goodbye,
Hopefully.
other bit of the ship. I've not named it.
We'll call it the landing section.
And you know, to make things look good, why don't we point prograde, which is the direction you would want to be pointed, sort of, I think. Is that right? That's not really the direct... Wait a second, I want it to be pointed this way. Right? That's right, yeah, there we go. This is the direction you'd want to be pointed if you had heat shields, which I'm guessing is coming in a later version. There is a heat shield mod. Hey, look at that guy. He better be coming down.
I don't think that other section's coming down.
I think it is.
Actually,
It is. It's coming down with us. There's no way it's staying in orbit. It's coming down.
No, that looks like it's getting further away.
It's getting further away from us because the detacher gave us a little bit of thrust, but it is still coming down with us.
Yeah.
It's just not coming down quite as fast. Oh, we're going in this direction. Maybe it is going... I don't fucking know. Why are you asking me these things? I don't need the landing autopilot. What can we do now? Let's turn everything off. We don't... None of this is useful anymore. We just put Sir Isaac Newton in the driver's seat.
The deadliest son of a bitch in space.
Now, I should point out... Hey, John Locke wants to do another EVA.
Oh, God.
It's fine. We're good. Maybe I should... Seeing as this thing's broken, I will bring up the surface information so you can see our altitude at least. Which is now 60,000 kilometres. We've hit atmosphere. We're in the atmosphere now.
Of course, the little meters thing at the top is completely and utterly broken.
Yeah, that's a bug, I'm guessing. I think it'd be awesome if it was just like, no, you were going so crazy that the system broke. But no, it's a bug.
It's a bug. It's kind of what I blame Sean, personally.
Now, I should point out, the last time I did this, I was successful, but when I did a splashdown, it was a perfect splashdown. I was moving at like 3 or 4 meters per second. I had my chute open. Everything was fine. But because I'm using the life support mod, and these life support batteries and the life support module itself is attached, when these get detached, even like immediately, instantly, everyone dies. And that's what happened. When I hit the water, all this stuff fell off. which should have been fine, but the system registered it as everyone dying of asphyxiation. So we're going to get down, so I'm going to show that it's doable and it's fine, but they are going to die.
We don't know them.
They're going to die. I wonder if I get one guy to do an EVA if he'll survive, or maybe he'll drown. Actually, we're not going to hit the ground. We're going to hit the ground. Yeah,
We can drown on land.
we're definitely... Yes. They'll find a way. Life will find a way.
Life will find a way to be
I
dead
always
retarded.
assume I'm going to hit the water. I could have changed my orbit so that I would hit water, but I don't care.
No,
I
you're
just
gonna
wanna
land
hit-
in some foreign Kerbal country where they
Yeah.
don't speak your language.
I'm
We-
just happy to land. Alright, we're at
How many-
12,000 metres.
How many returning, what are these landers capsules have actually landed on land by NASA? I wonder.
Oh yeah, I don't know. Quite a few maybe. Or not.
That I know,
I mean, they don't
They
want them
probably-
to, so... Right?
because of course there's no built-up areas at sea, so obviously
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
easier to
But I bet some of them
spitball there.
have.
Sure, some of them have landed in the field.
I deployed the
I mean,
parachute.
Did you hear, like, ages back that China got a weird bit of space debris?
I don't know. But I tell you what,
Like the
I'm going to
sphere.
EVA this guy as soon as the chute opens properly and we're slow enough. If I EVA him now, the shock will probably make him fly off. As soon as
Yeah,
the
that
chute
happens.
opens. Probably won't be until about 500 feet. You were saying China found some debris, what?
Yeah, it was a couple of years ago. China just randomly, one day, in the middle of a field, massive sphere, something like 3 feet across, metal, hefty thing, just crashed.
900 metres. 7, 6.
I don't know if this is one of those really weird stories that I seem to only hear
EVA
about.
time.
Oh, EVA time.
See, the pod is falling nice and easy, but all this stuff might... Maybe it won't fall off. Maybe he should get back on board. Maybe it won't fall
God,
off
no.
because it's touching down softly. What do you think? Judgment call.
Touching down softly. Get inside. Get to the chopper. Get to the pod.
Alright, we're touching down at a bit of speed.
Maybe if he jumps off at the right second.
So we actually came down a bit faster
Oh.
than we should have done. But everyone survived. So don't land
Yeah.
on water or these things will fall off, basically. We came down, I think we hit the ground at about 15 metres per second, which wasn't cool.
Something exploded.
Something did explode. I think we lost one of our batteries. One of these two big batteries exploded. Because let's be honest, 15 metres per second is not a good speed.
Well, we were falling on land as well rather than water.
And his rocket jetpack doesn't work on the surface of the planet.
Nope.
I'm a home. It's a me. John Locke Kerman. I must step off this stage. He's walking up the ship. He's not holding it. He's just walking up it. Oh,
Good boss.
and he fell off. Get back on board. What are you doing out there?
He's drunk, sir.
They called our mission the Successful Success.
Now we just need to wait for a retrieval team.
Yep. Anyone know any jokes?
Well, there once was a man from Enos.
Venus, not Enos.
Yeah, there was once a man called Enos who was from the... I
You're
broke the
saying it
joke.
wrong. There once was a woman from Venus whose body was shaped like a...
Enos.
That's where you're supposed to say, Data!
Data.
This joke. Alright, we're alright. Everything's fine now. Everyone's alive. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you use mods to get yourself to another planet and back. Without really putting in any effort at all. Well, there was a lot of effort in the design stage. Their space program, it took a lot of effort to get to this point.
Yeah.
They had to get to orbit. That we have guys who are just floating out there with no fuel who can never get back. We've had guys who were able to land on the moon but didn't have enough fuel to escape, and so they took off and then crashed back into the moon and died.
people just-
This is a huge achievement.
This is like the first big thing, isn't it?
Yes. Lunar
It was
Lander
good.
2. Lunar Lander 1 was the one that crashed and everyone died because there wasn't enough fuel. This one had enough fuel to get there and back and to spare. Had some fuel to spare.
Brilliant. We
Which
can
was great
recycle it.
because they needed the extra
Set it
life
off.
support. What? I
Yeah.
can't set anything else off. Everything's gone off. This is it.
No,
We're done.
this is it. Damn. That's it.
Interestingly,
Well,
their batteries are draining, but within the atmosphere, your oxygen replenishes automatically.
obviously they crack a window. When they
No,
land.
the oxygen system scrubs the atmosphere, I guess. I don't know. What I want to do next is go to possibly the next moon, but also Eve, which is another planet. I want to go there and possibly come back, I'm not sure. But I do know that Eve has a thicker atmosphere, so it should be a lot easier to land, but also a lot harder to take off again. And when
Would it be better sending a probe?
yes,
Because we have probes.
there is a probe mod. Yes, I will.
We have that.
Well, I'll probably not send a probe so much as I'll send an
Hapless
automated
Kerbalian.
ship. So I love all this. Flight time. Blah blah blah.
What was it?
Was that reset? The clock was reset when we landed. How great's
Yes,
that?
it does that.
How
Kind of
great.
annoying.
1 day, 13 hours, 20 minutes, 44 seconds. Flight
It must be
achievement.
busting for a piss by
I know I am. He went on an EVA, he got back in.
now. Oh, that's
Things
you see,
happen.
he
Lift
went.
off.
He went. But,
Oh, hello.
Everyone's had to
Structural
hold it.
failure on linkage between fuel engine and fuel tank. So there were some failures. There were some collisions. I saved a lot of weight by getting rid of all those safety things. You know the things that the struts. All these
Yeah.
engines, this stuff here is all attached at the top, and then it's just nothing. It's kind of held together by some clipped together fuel tanks, which the game shouldn't let me do this, but it does. They're only slightly clipped together, but that's how the bottom's held together. Hope. Hope holds it together. This thing fucking went to space and came back. But yeah, you can make like with the mech jeb stuff. Also, space stations. I could build a space station.
oh, that's totally gonna.
But
be
then
the
you have
next,
to build a space station and then get the whole thing into space as it is. I think.
Yeah, that's.
I think so. Or you might be able to get various pieces of it up there. I don't know. This solar rover? What if I... Atmospheric probe instruments ball. There you go. There's your probe.
That's a probe.
And I guess you want to
Pressing
put
it.
like... That's too big. No, that's not. There are things you can attach to this. I don't know. Oh, here we go. No, I wasn't...
Do we want to? We could use the original lander design for it.
This will definitely get into space.
What the hell is
And
that?
now what we want to do is put some engines on there. Just on the bottom. No. We want to put a fuel tank on there. Just on... Yeah, there we go. I don't... Whatever. This is a great game. I'm having loads and loads and loads of fun with this game.
I need to actually test out the vehicles. I've yet to have a play with those.
These even... I don't know. Let's hit launch and see what happens.
They do work. You
They
use-
drive. They drive around.
Yeah.
How do you drive
Yeah.
them? What's... thrust?
WASD.
Oh, okay. Well, let's see then. This...
I think you basically pretty much pilot it like a rocket.
They're not... It's not moving.
You have to turn up thrust.
I don't have any engines. I thought it would just move itself. Oh wait, hang on. Disable steering, disable motor, turn lights on. Oh god. Wow, that's quite cool. Clearly there's a... Oh, hello, wait. That... It moved then.
probably 'cause
Oh... Well, you know, slight explosions. Alright, so it's not actually WASD, it's like the RCS controls. which is only slightly more confusing. Hey, that looks explosive.
Oh god, no.
Du-du-du-du, du-du-du.
This would be
No,
quite
that's
cool
not
to
explosive at all. Cruise control, keeping her at minus. No, cruise control backwards. Disable steering. What's out here on the rest of this planet? Nothing at all.
That one's water.
Disable steering. Turn lights off. What? It's my control module underneath. Oh, here we are. It's dark. I can't see anything. Let's speed up time a little bit. Well, we're trucking across this planet at some
Is there anyone
speed.
even in there?
No, it's a computer. Look underneath the white thing. That's
Oh,
the
yeah.
command module probe. The space probe is driving the car. It's like an episode of Doctor Who. The space probe escaped in a truck, and now it's alive. And
Dun, 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 dun. It escaped from a secret Kerbal facility. Dun, 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 dun.
this does
All
look
it
like
needs to do
something that you would see in
was
Doctor
try.
Who. Wait a second, that's water.
I told you.
Engage.
It just wanted to swim. Dun, 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 and now it's swimming for your blood. Dun, 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 dun,
That doesn't
dun,
make any
dun, dun, dun.
sense.
Neither do I.
Well, let's end that flight. Atmospheric probe instruments ball splashed down hard and was destroyed. Yeah, that's what happened. That's how we're recording it. It splashed down. You know,
Yeah, splashed down. No idiot drove it into a lake.
It drove itself into a lake.
That's even worse.
Alright. I think we've successfully shown off how to get to the moon and back.
Yep.
I'm trying to get back to the main menu. I want to do more Kerbal stuff.
And we probably will, all three of us.
Yeah, I want to do a collaborative build. I was gonna originally, I said to Sean, let's do a collaborative build getting to the moon, but I've done that. So maybe
Yeah.
a collaborative build getting to the next moon, because there are two.
Mm.
Merimus or something, I don't know what the other one's called.
Yeah.
Or getting to another planet. Maybe the furthest planet, I don't know.
That would be cool.
Yes.
So,
I've been Andrew.
I've been Bazookoid Ben. Or Ben. You can find me on YouTube. Shameless plug.
See ya. See you now. See you bye.
Bye.
See you bye.